What up, guys? It's another episode of We Don't Know Ball. Retro Justin Jules back at it again, guys. Week, what is it, 8 now of the NFL season?
I think 8. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Week 8, week 10 of the pod.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's exciting stuff. So, what do we got off to start off this week, guys?
I mean, nothing specific really. I mean, I feel like Jules, I feel like you especially, you've been kind of getting let down by the NFL season this year. Like, you've gotten to your quote unquote unk status with the NFL season a lot faster this year. With it's stale, is it playoff time? Da 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 da. Whereas I'm still enjoying the NFL right now, which is crazy as it sounds because we don't know fuck all about who is the best team, who is good, who is actually bad, who is. I will recant my statement from the first week we did this, where I said that if you're looking for new teams to make the playoffs, it's not this year. I couldn't have been farther from right. I mean, with the injury bug that has plagued all these different teams, with certifiable choke artists. Yes, Baltimore. I'm still talking about you, even though you had a bye this week. It's insane to me. I mean, this season has been interesting to say the least. But if that's the way you want to go about it,
I don't know. We don't know. I would say we don't know who's good. We do know who's bad. Jets, Dolphins, Browns. I'm looking at you three specifically.
Commanders.
Yeah. Yeah. But less bad.
Anyway, so let's move into let's move into a spot where a team that is actually good but might not be great when the postseason rolls around, just because of the track record of, well, every other team on their side of the postseason. Yes, Jules, your face dropped. Of course, I'm talking about your Sea Chickens. Houston versus Seattle. I mean, I would love for a Seattle team to make a run in a postseason, but as the Mariners just showed us, that shit got shot down faster than yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna say this right now, Jules, and I know you're not sick of hearing it. I'm just sick of talking about JSN and Darnold. So until anybody can prove me wrong, they're the best QB receiver duo in the league. No one's gonna tell me differently until I don't see a game where I hear JSN over the middle, JSN over the top, JSN out, JSN. I'm so sick of hearing his fucking name. Target somebody else. That's all you hear the whole game. I'm over it. They're the best QB receiver duo in the league because it's like the only person he fucking throws to. I think your defense has somehow sneakily become a top 5 defense in the league. I don't know how when you guys have secondary problems out the ass. It's actually impressive to me that you guys are 7 and 8 secondary players deep and still look like you know what you're doing because your front 8 can actually do their job. Your running back tandem has been mediocre at best. I'm not blaming either one of them. I'm going to go out on a limb and blame your offensive coordinator, which just seems like the right thing to do at this point because when you have Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, who are actually certifiable runners and have showed that they can be certifiable runners, especially in a year where running backs have been, well, let's be real, mid as fuck. They should be shining through this. But the one thing I really want to talk about, and I think it was probably the highlight moment of this game, is so Seattle threw an interception this week, but it wasn't Sam Darnold who threw the ball. End around, Cooper Kupp sets, throws, and he looks like prime Geno Smith in the Seahawks uniform. Hits the secondary right in the chest. Couldn't have been any funnier. I just remember I was watching and I hear my brother scream from down the hallway, "We're not the fucking Lions! Play football!"
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've rambled enough about your team. I mean, like I said, JSN, top 5, best duo in the league. Defense, great. I'm so sick of hearing it for the fact that we know what Seattle will do when it gets to the playoffs when they have to play one of these teams that's actually playoff tuned. Like, I actually feel bad because you guys are just going to get tuned up and ready for a week 19 of the NFL season in the first round and probably get like BTA'd by a Tampa Bay or an LA. Like, it
All right.
sucks.
I'll let you continue with your bullshit. So Retro, go ahead.
Well, I'm not really gonna hate. I disagree. I don't think that Darnold and JSN are number one. I think they're number two. I prefer Stafford and Puka. Puka is third in the league in receiving, and a duo requires both people. And if you're asking me between Stafford and Darnold, it's Stafford by a country mile. I much prefer his playoff experience, and he's been great this year, as has Puka. So, but besides that, I agree. JSN has been a constant name. We've been hearing him this year specifically. He's clearly the best receiver in the league. And I think that it's very clear. Like you said, it's basically every game. He's separated himself at this point by almost 200 yards from every other receiver. It's absolutely unreal. Now, that being said, Puka has one game less played than JSN, and he's 200 yards away, so Puka will probably go up to like second, within like 100 yards. I'll have like maybe 50 yards, but yeah, I mean, you kind of said it all. I shout out K9 and Charbonnet though. For the game that they just played, they had 29 carries between the two, and they averaged exactly 4 yards per carry, which is literally just what you want. Any game you want to have 4 yards per carry because it means that you're getting push and you're getting a little bit, and that's really all you need. I feel for CJ Stroud. Like, I really feel for CJ Stroud. The worst stat this week was that CJ Stroud led his team in rushing with 2 carries for 25 yards, and he led his team in rushing. I don't know. I truly believe the Texans hate CJ Stroud. They trade away his offensive linemen. They've done it twice. They give him running backs that are 67 years old. I don't know what the game plan is from them, but it's absurd. I think this is a game that the Texans are supposed to win, and they did. I don't know if I necessarily agree that the Seahawks are a guaranteed first-round exit. I think that their division is a problem, given they've lost to every team or not they've lost to every team in their division, but that I think every team in the division could beat them. I think that division is deep. Obviously the Cardinals aren't like amazing, but the Cardinals have also just kind of been screwed by circumstance. They've lost on field goals twice. Like, it's been close games for them. But I mean, yeah, I don't think the Seahawks are a guaranteed loss by any means. With Mike Evans now out for the year and Emeka Egbuka being kind of a question mark just because he's coming back from injury, I'm sure he'll be fine, but those are just things to monitor. But yeah, as far as this game, the Seahawks just did what they were supposed to. This team is nasty, and they're clearly an NFC contender in my eyes.
Well, the fact that you said straight up that you just take Stafford strictly off of what he's done in the past, if you just go ahead and direct your attention to the advanced metrics of this season and this season alone, Darnold has less pressures, has been the most accurate deep ball quarterback, most successful quarterback out of an empty field set. Also, they run the most heavy set formations because they only run 2 receivers at a time, and they like to stack their offense with tight ends and fullbacks to make JSN, the not slot merchant, have more field to cover, which is why his route tree looks absolutely unbelievable, because he's literally running through open
Can you
fields.
say what that first one was again? That first stat that you read out?
Which
I believe
one?
you said he was the least pressured. Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say he was the least pressured.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Because if that is because the Seahawks O line has been pretty good this year, from what I understand.
I mean, I would assume that he's probably in the top 4 because quarterbacks that aren't under pressure. I mean, we talked about it the last 3 weeks that Darnold and Baker were the 2 we talked about when they played each other. What was it, 2 weeks ago? That they looked like the most comfortable quarterbacks in their fucking offenses, and then we watched Jackson Dart, of all people, look like he's playing on rookie Madden. So, like, I don't really know what to say about, like, his pocket in New York, but as far as Darnold and JSN go, like I said, I mean, you can say that the Puka and JSN thing is close. It's not.
It's very close. They're within 200. They're within 200 yards, and Puka's played one less game. Like he'll get within like 50 to 100 yards.
And we've seen what happens. Receivers can absolutely fall off a cliff. Do we need to talk about how we talked about how Lab McConkey just isn't?
Yeah, receivers can
existence?
fall off a cliff. JSN could fall off a cliff next week. Puka could fall off a cliff next week. But at the end of the day, ultimately, they're very close right now. To say that they're not is wrong. Now, JSN has been the best, but I think that they're close.
I think JSN has been head and shoulders over Puka for the last 2 years, but we weren't talking about it until this year because he didn't get to clear until he looked like the absolute savior of Seattle.
Well, let's let the Seattle fan yap about Seattle.
Yeah, I was politely saying nothing up until it was my turn. So basically, this is what I wanted to talk about because Justin, thank you for saying all this kind of the advanced metric stuff. Because Sam Darnold is clearly by and far in this season specifically better than Stafford. So then we were talking about also with the key matchup between JSN and guess what? The best corner in Pro Football Focus in coverage grades since 2023 in Derek Stingley. And guess what happens? Belt to ass because JSN is top 3. This is what we need to start talking about the Seahawks team. So I do think it is a fair assessment that once we get to the NFC playoffs, that you could be a first round exit, could be win a game, but that is the expectation for the year. So you're meeting the expectation. If there's anything above that, that is a cherry on top. You weren't even supposed to be there in the first place. What Mike McDonald has now done to the defense, like we just said, 8 people deep, and the fact that our front 7 has been consistently getting pressures. Byron Murphy, shout out to UT, has been the best interior defensive lineman in the NFL, and it's not been close. So when we talk about a mastermind defensive coach getting into a system and within a year completely changing the culture, everybody in the NFC, you guys be fucking scared because it doesn't matter about the experience. It matters about the coaching at the top. And Mike McDonald is the best young defensive coach in the NFL, and he's going to be able to prove it once we start facing tougher teams. Now, granted, yes, San Fran, I established this before. Nick Bosa gets to Sam Darnold. We lose that game. Sam Darnold throws that interception a couple weeks ago. We lose that game. So those are 2 fluky plays that changes the whole outcome of us being either 5-1 or 6-0. So with that being said, we can then move on, and this is a legitimate NFC contender. And until proven otherwise, this team should, if not win the division, be the top wildcard spot in the NFC. We can move on.
And I just want to real quick add on to something because we don't have them on here, and I just wanted to mention it. Last week, CMC had 31 touches in the 49ers win. So if CMC isn't unalived by the end of the year, it will be a miracle, and what San Francisco is doing to him is absolutely criminal, but it's winning them games. So
They're having blood ritual. I'm telling you, nobody can tell me differently. The dude, I brought it up to you guys earlier. That dude on TikTok who does the injuries resort or whatever with the devil horns. I'm telling you, he's got it right. They are San Francisco is sacrificing other people and giving their health to Christian McCaffrey so he can keep playing. But,
well, as long as TMC is there, they're good to go.
But Jules, going from your team, who's a playoff contender, to 2 teams that I believe we all feel are very, very strong playoff contenders in Tampa Bay and Detroit. I don't have a ton off of this game. Mike Evans, season over with the fractured clavicle, won't get 1,000 yards. At least he has a real excuse to not get 1,000 retro. Shout out Debo. Jameer Gibbs and Amon-Ra are just fucking different. Like, they literally just they make up for at least 80% of this offense. I mean, they put up yeah, well, whatever gets the job done, right? Because you weren't having a problem with JSN doing it last year. Difference is his route tree fits their scheme because they're a compact inside team. I mean, they flashed a stat. I can't remember what it was. It was like Jameer Gibbs is the first Lion since Calvin Johnson to have a touchdown from the line of scrimmage and have 110 yards on it. Like, it was just something just absolutely ridiculous. It just, I was like sitting here, and then it's every play. It's Gibbs runs the ball, Amon-Ra for 15. Gibbs runs the ball. Amon-Ra for 6. Gibbs runs the ball. 28-yard touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, it's about as bad as hearing JSN's name and then a sprinkle of Cooper Kupp, except it's every other play. Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Gibbs, Amon-Ra. Lions defense looks strong, but I don't really know what I can say about that because Tampa Bay is down to their 2nd, 9th, and 13th receiver. So, like, I don't really know what to say about it.
Shout out Sterling Shepard, baby.
And shout out Chris Moore.
But, like I said, I mean, Tampa Bay's injury woes continue. Like, it's just, like I said, Mike was healthy for all of 6 seconds, and then, oof, he's gone again. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, we talked about it. Is Baker still an MVP candidate with his receivers being just, I mean, a D3 lineup? And now we're at the point of, can Tampa Bay get there, you know?
Yeah, I don't think Baker's probably in the MVP conversation anymore. The MVP conversation is very narrative-based, and Jared Goff's name has come up multiple times, and Jared Goff will be pitted against Baker Mayfield, and that win head-to-head, it's definitely going to count. I don't have too much on this game. I think that you already mentioned it with Jahmyr Gibbs. Shout out to Anders. Last year when Saquon was having his 2,000-yard season, he said he would rather have Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I didn't see it. Now I do. His speed, electricity, agility, it's outrageous. There was a run last night that I saw that was almost like Chris Johnson, where he just had a small gap in the line, and it was like, he was like track.
They ran a 22 blast right at the guard gap, and then he took off and he just burned him to the outside. And
he burned every single person.
All I heard the entire time was them talking about, oh my god, he reached a speed of 22.2 miles an hour. Da 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 da. I'm like, fuck. Like, go ahead, go try and tackle him.
And then, with that being said, the only other thing that I have to say is that I think the Lions are the team to beat in the NFC. This offense is unstoppable. Even last year it was unstoppable. The only reason why the Lions got beaten in the playoffs by us is because they put up 30 and we put up like 45.
Do you care to double down and say that the Lions are the team to beat in the NFL?
Yeah, I think so, because I think that the Super Bowl winner this year will probably come out of the NFC. Fingers crossed. I pray that it's not that team in Kansas City, but you never know because they're always there. And with the AFC being so weak this year, like, oh Lord, I can't imagine they don't make it back. But that's all I have to say.
No, I can, like, I disagree about the Baker, like, MVP talk thing, because there's, in every year there comes down to, like, 1 or 2 games where it's the differential between, like, the 2 QBs, or usually the 2 QBs that can, like, say, okay, this person's the MVP and this wasn't. We just kind of saw it with Lamar and Josh. So my point on this, and because I know that we're not going to talk about this game, and I don't really want to, is that people on or I guess my main platform on TikTok have been pushing the, like, oh, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP this year, and it's weird because he just had his best game, but it was against the fucking Raiders, so he looks really good. But Baker has his worst game against a better team with literally no help, and I think there's 1 or 2 games per year where you can kind of look at and say, like, yeah, that wasn't necessarily a great game, but his passer rating is still like 99.8 or 100. He's still top like 6 or 7 in the QB race for quarterback rate. He's still top 6 in passer in passing yards. I think he has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in the NFL. I just think it's, what if a Mecca comes back and he's not necessarily as explosive as he was, but at least putting up solid production, and they can give the ball to Rashad White and Cade Otton, that was the big thing for me. Cade Otton, I don't think, hasn't been involved in the offense enough because of Emeka, but now you're going to have to look at a secondary option when Emeka is going to be bracketed in these cover 3 looks, to where Cade Otton has been pretty solid and made a career year last year of being a security blanket for Baker. So I don't want to push him out of the MVP talks yet. I just don't think it's necessarily as strong as an immediate reaction. But I can put context to, okay, this week he literally had fucking nobody. He had Tez Johnson, Sterling Shepard, and, all this kind of stuff. So I want to pump the brakes on that. But Tampa Bay, hopefully next week, gets into the fold again with the Lions. Specifically,
He's sixth in yards, T6 in touchdowns, T35 in interceptions, 11th in QBR.
Yeah, so that's still relatively good enough. And I think he should still be in the conversation. Maybe not the favorite, but the conversation is still there. Detroit, however, I would agree with the sentiment that they're the team to beat in the NFC. We're kind of trolling them in the beginning of the season. They kind of got on a slow start, and they're now starting to get everything around. So, my biggest thing is specifically their defense. Their defense, even though again they weren't playing against an elite wide receiver group, this has kind of been a collective. What I've been seeing overall is that they need to get way better at creating pressures for Aiden Hutchinson to create havoc. Because we were talking about, I think Retro, you brought it up, the Hutch rule, to where he's getting in the backfield in 3 seconds in preseason. And I'm not saying that he isn't necessarily having a bad season, but it doesn't look as dominant as what we were kind of seeing him pre-injury last year. So maybe I don't think he's been hobbled, but like the pressures in which they're trying to collectively look to create to get him a sack or pressures or whatever, I think has been lackluster to compare to the real defensive player of the year on that other team in Green Bay.
I think Hutch is tied for 4th in sacks right now. It's like you said, like even with like constraints on defensive planning, Hutch is still going to get you there because he's Hutch and he's goated. But I want to say, for the record, my MVP pick is Christian McCaffrey. If it ended today, I think CMC should win it. There is nobody to me that is more valuable on an NFL team. Could you imagine if CMC got hurt today? Everybody came back, like on the 49ers, every single player, but CMC was gone. That team collapses. They literally collapse like dominoes. They need him. If he's not there, they're cooked.
Well, I mean, I would love to agree with you, but there's this guy, that we tend to really shit on him, and so does the football community, who, if he disappeared, his team would just be absolutely just disgustingly bad, and we've seen it happen before when he's been injured. And it just so happens that guy absolutely put BTA to somebody's favorite team in this podcast this week. So let's just go ahead and move right on to Dallas and Washington. I said I was going to be nice, Retro. Your injury plague has made this season a letdown. You and I kind of talked briefly about it off screen, but I'll get your take on it. How many games are we going to let JD5 go before he RG3s? Like, sit him down for the year. Like, let's not have him get any more hurt than he already is. But yeah, I mean, Dak Prescott, 21 for 33 touchdowns, while leading the quote-unquote, by the metrics, just still quote-unquote, Cowboys' #1 offense in the league. So, I mean, the Cowboys on 50% of the football look unbelievable. CD and Pickens in this game, I mean, yeah, Washington, whatever, but, like, those two running around are uncoverable. Like, they look like high school kids having fun. I mean, that the sluggo route that CeeDee Lamb caught and Pickens is backpedaling in right next to him, like, they look like they're having fun together, and that could be scary. And then the other thing I'd actually like to talk about is not an MVP candidate, but a MIP candidate, Most Improved Player. We need to start looking at Deron Bland for Most Improved Player, because last year this man couldn't cover his shadow, and now he can kind of play corner. Like, let's be honest, you guys can act that way, whatever. This man literally couldn't cover his shadow last year.
Yeah, now he can cover Chris Moore.
Yeah.
So,
like, are we moved by Chris Moore?
He's been doing it all year. He's been playing better coverage, and you can't even deny it.
Yeah.
It's the same way people want to act about Keyshawn Nixon for the Packers, who was just another guy who was a terrible man guy, who was just known as a zone guy and a quote-unquote pick merchant. Like, these guys are starting to evolve. Like, they are getting better.
I feel like Debo could win Most Improved Player. I feel like it'd be fair. It's fair. Debo steps in as Washington's wide receiver 1 when no one thought he was going to be that, and immediately made a huge impact. Like, as far as Most Improved Player from this year to what he was in San Francisco, like it's pretty different. But.
This is actual rage bait. Like, it's not even like.
But I'll let you both cook because
I'm not even acknowledging the fact that you just said that Debo could win Most Improved Player.
I'm just gonna touch this Deron Bland thing. His overall coverage grade in the NFL, out of 175 of available corners, he's like 65th. He's mid. That's so from 2024, I think he was in top like 20. So he's dropped. The Most Improved. No, he's decreased. He can't cover. He still can't cover shit.
No, he plays better on. Again, I'm telling you, you can go by the metrics or whatever, but that's because the Cowboys ran a fuck ton of zone last year, and he actually got to fit into it. He also looked a lot better because he was the interception merchant last year.
He's ass.
I mean, shoot, in the last 3 years, I think that man's got more interceptions than half of NFL franchises.
I'm not moved. All right, Retro, please go ahead and cope.
Well, honestly, so I like, okay, so I'll start with, the way that I'm going to start this is I'm going to take the obvious out of the way, okay? So, the defense is just like last year, which is to say it's trash. The O-line is just like last year, which is also to say that it's trash. Now, last year, it didn't really matter, because last year, JD was able to put up such a good offense that we were able to kind of, like, counteract that. But this year, at the current moment, we don't have Debo, we don't have Terry, we don't have Noah Brown, we don't have Austin Eckler, he's been out since the start of the year. We don't have Dorrance Armstrong on the defense now, who was top 6 in the league in sacks still now, even now, though he hasn't played for a week. And JD is dealing with constant nagging injury. We have injuries everywhere. I'm pretty sure we have 11 players that are hurt right now. Washington is dealing with the injury bug. It's one of those things that it just hits a team every year. It hits a few, and sometimes it knocks you out. It's what happened to San Francisco last
Jules, you want to hear something interesting? Listen to this. Hey, Retro, when did you think that the season turned? When did you think that you knew that it was going to be a bad year? Tell me the same answer you told me earlier.
I don't even remember. What did I say earlier?
From when Terry got held out.
Yeah, the holdout. I think the holdout probably ruined
all the glaze and all the hype and all the this and all the that Retro says. As soon as his team doesn't win games, the season was chalked from when Terry held out, dude. When they didn't give Terry a contract, that's when I knew it, dude. I just knew it.
I still think he deserves the money, but it's neither here nor there. But
not outside, you also said, "Is it time to trade Terry?" Are you kidding me?
Hold on. I said that's what my fan base is thinking. I don't want to trade Terry. We paid him his money; he should stay. But this is what I think is very important to emphasize. A lot of people are under this like weird misconception that Jaden is having a sophomore slump somehow. And I was looking into some of the advanced metrics. Washington this year has the highest drop rate in the entire league and the most drops, which is unsurprising because we're throwing it to Chris Moore. And I think that's something to consider. Also, Jaden's off-target throw rate is down from last year. He is more on target than he was last year. He's just more accurate. He has a lower negative play rate, a lower interception rate. Not only is he more accurate, but he's also way better with the football whenever he has it. He makes better decisions. Jaden has been better in terms of advanced metrics than in his rookie year. The only difference is now, instead of having a cohesive offense with guys like Eckler and guys like Terry and guys like Noah Brown, he doesn't have them. So now he's kind of having to come back and start from basically
Now he has Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, and Debo.
Right, so Debo, who's hurt this week, and he's coming off of that heel injury and nowhere near the caliber of Terry McLaurin. And then Bill, and speaking of Bill can't get anything going for the past 2 weeks because they're stacking the box because they know we can't throw because of how bad our receivers are hurt. It's the same thing with Saquon and the Eagles.
You're not moved by Robbie Chosen?
Not really, if I'm being honest. I think that Washington's biggest issues stem from needing a new O-line, a new defense, and injuries. But outside of that, if there are any positives to this, I think that Washington could get a good draft pick if we bench JD5 and we sell the rest of the year. That's what I would advocate.
Can I just rewind 3 weeks?
Yeah, we're gonna break the curse. We're gonna be the next division winner. The Eagles aren't gonna do shit. Do we want to segue right into the division winner for this upcoming season? Your Philadelphia Eagles.
If we weren't winning, or if we weren't hurt, I should say, then we probably would. Especially given how weak this division is this year. But I don't know if the Cowboys are the team to win it. I'm not sure about that.
The Bears and the Cowboys haven't had any teams this down bad since Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton were playing. My God.
Do we want to talk about how Schmitty put 183 on that fraud-ass Vikings team now, or what? Talking about, oh, we're stacking the box against Saquon. Yes, he doesn't have a good game, but guess what? Mr. Perfect Passer rating that everybody was overreacting to last week then shows up and beats the shit out of former Philadelphia Eagles starter Carson Wentz.
That is true. A.J. Brown was able to burn Isaiah Rodgers. Who would have thought?
Wait. No. Hold on. Isaiah Rodgers, who single-handedly won the Vikings games a couple weeks ago because of a fumble return for a touchdown, a pick six. The sole reason why
hold on. Before you guys get deep in your bag, I just want to say this. The first note I have for this game says this game makes me not hate Jalen Hurts as much.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I never hated Jalen Hurts. I was a defender of Jalen Hurts top 5 for a long time.
But now, on top of that, how fraudulent the Eagles' offense kind of is. Listen. Brown and Smith combined for 13 receptions, 304 yards. 4 other players had targets. The only other player to have positive yards was Dallas Goedert on 3 receptions of 18. The other 3 players that were targeted were 3 attempts for negative 10 yards. And on the running side of things, Saquon, 18 carries, 44 yards. This man is getting EA'd from the Madden curse so hard.
Well, and Wentz is doing this weird thing now where Wentz is only targeting Jordan Addison. Like yesterday, Addison had 9 catches for 128 yards. I don't know if he knows that Justin Jefferson is on the football team, but I feel like Justin Jefferson should be getting more targets.
Do you one better. He forgot who Justin Jefferson was completely.
No. So my note for this is, again, being from Philly, watching Carson Wentz in his prime, 2017, shout out to 2017 Philadelphia Eagles. He targets and favorites one person. It's been one person in his whole career for each team that he's been on. And retro, I'm pretty sure it was Terry when he was with y'all, right?
Yes, and when he was with the Eagles, it was Zach Ertz. Carson Wentz loved
exactly. So he only favors one guy. Jordan Addison is going to be wide receiver 1 for you guys until J.J. McCarthy then becomes the handoff merchant, and Justin Jefferson isn't going to be put in these conversations anymore. So I can't wait. I can't wait for this shit.
And I wanted to touch on Saquon a little bit because I was looking at stats and I found this interesting. Saquon right now is 23rd in the league in rushing. He's right behind Bill, who's 22nd. And Saquon is 23rd behind Bill, despite having 40 more carries than Bill does. Bill has 40 less and has more rushing yards than Saquon.
I'm convinced that the teams are literally like, this isn't the Super Bowl. Jalen tried to beat us. I'm so convinced that this is what it is at this point.
That is the game plan. They're like, we're not letting Saquon
I wasn't joking when I said it last week. I'm like, just throw the ball. They are getting stacked every time. Jalen could do this every week. Maybe not
here's
the
the thing.
maybe not the perfect passer rating or the 4 incompletions, but Jalen could do this every week.
Don't you think it's kind of revealing that now their offense is this kind of like weird amalgamation that sometimes works really well and sometimes doesn't work at all? Like last year, it was so flawless when Saquon was able to just run wild, but now that it's up to Jalen to go ahead and carry the team on his back, it's like, well, some weeks Jalen will be great, and then some weeks he'll be like he was against the Buccaneers when I didn't even know he was on the field.
To be fair, they're
Well,
not even, but they're not. I'm gonna defend the Eagles here, and I'm gonna get sick afterwards. I promise. That's because they're not scheming games correctly. I'll be honest. I don't know
yes.
what in the hell they're doing, but they do not scheme games correctly. AJ Brown should lead the league in receptions this year, and it shouldn't be close.
Because Nick Sirianni and the OCs that have been under him have been just even Brian Johnson was just like, all right, throw it to Saquon or give it to Saquon because it's such a great talent. But it's one of these dilemmas where it's like there's only one football and there's too many mouths to feed, so it becomes a conundrum after like several years to where Jalen needs to then make decisions. To
Oh,
then
you
we're
just led
seeing
me.
AJ Brown.
You just led me to
AJ
my next
Brown is
point.
reading AJ Brown is reading, books on the sideline, and Schmidt, even though he hasn't complained, he's been, riding the ship. Dallas Goedert is inconsistent week in week out, and so it now becomes, hey, Nick Sirianni actually become an offensive coordinator to where you said before to where the GM Howie Roseman signed you up to be, and you're falling then short. Now, are you winning football games? Sure, but this is why everybody needs to stop the brakes of like QBs or a QB win is a QB stat, and I hate that, and I said that last week. But this is why I was saying that Jalen isn't top 5. He's probably closer to 7 or 8 when we're going into the season because he is inconsistent and I was predicting this, and I'm just glad I'm right.
Well, and Justin, and I'll let you go. I just wanted to touch on this too. You said AJ Brown wasn't complaining, and he hasn't been. But on Instagram, it was either yesterday or the day before, he posted, "They're using me, but they're not using me." He's clearly unhappy. AJ is not happy. He's not getting targets. He's mad because his number 2 is getting more than he is, and I think he has a right to be. Obviously, the whole AJ versus Terry top 5 argument is really funny now that AJ is massively underperforming and Terry isn't even playing because he's hurt. But unironically, both of these guys should be receiving tons of targets. It's how they play football. So for AJ not to be, I would be pretty mad too.
Good. Are we good? Are we good on this game? All right. So speaking of head coaches and offensive coordinators, this might be the Bears are winning, so I'm moving on to another lovable loser to have as a pet project. Brian Dabble and Matt Kafka to the front of the congregation. Are you fucking kidding me?
Ladies and gentlemen, 33
First off, before Retro goes, first off, if I'm any New York Giants fan, I'd shoot my kicker. I'd shoot him. I'm sorry. I don't care if we get demonetized on YouTube. I do not care. Dude, that can't happen. You cannot miss that extra point. That cannot happen. Second off, Brian Dabble, Mike Kafka brought you two up. Game management. Put the ball in Captain CTE's hands. Let him get you 3 to 4 yards of carry and kill the fucking clock. Oh my fucking god. Takeaways from this besides coaching is fucking dog shit in New York. Dart somehow crazy number line here. 15 for 33, 283, 3 touchdowns, and an interception, and was it a terribly timed, terrible-looking interception. There wasn't a receiver in sight. He lollipopped it into a linebacker's hands on a game-stealing drive. Jackson, dude. I mean, this is exactly what I thought these kids' problems were going to be when we started talking about them is, are they going to be able to close? Are they going to big game manage? Are they going to this? Are they going to that? I'm still not giving this fault to Jackson Dart because this is 100% a scheming problem with their offensive coordinator and head coach because fuck me, this was annoying to watch. This New York team, will be really good in 2 to 3 years. if Cam Scadaboo is still alive and or allowed to play football.
Yeah. The first things first, shout out the Broncos for scoring 33 in the fourth quarter. Don't know if I've really seen anything like that, but shout out the Broncos. But outside of that, the Dart thing is very important. I wasn't big on Jackson Dart. I wasn't big at all. And this is the reason why. Jackson Dart went 15 of 33. His completion percentage was hot garbage. And the biggest thing coming out of college, because I watch a lot of college football, can Jackson Dart finish big games? I remember when Ole Miss was playing against Kentucky, and it wasn't even a big game. This is a game Ole Miss should easily win. It's in Oxford. Kentucky is visiting them. Bad football team. Ole Miss should be able to easily win the game, and they don't, because drive after drive, Jackson Dart looks awful. And he has this weird thing where he just doesn't have the clutch factor you need. And Jackson Dart showed that. When Cam Scadaboo is not literally dragging the team, scoring 3 touchdowns, 100-yard games, when he's not doing that, it's going to be hard for Jackson Dart to be able to carry that load. Now, I'm not saying that Jackson Dart is like bad or anything. It's obviously early. He's a rookie. What I am saying is I'm still not that big on him yet. I've seen Giants fans thinking he's the next GOAT, the next Eli. Slow down, bro. Okay? Like, it's way too early to be making any of those claims. But
is that because Eli's a Hall of Famer or what?
Well, I mean, obviously that's a part of it, but outside of that, Bo Nix, he had 4 combined touchdowns, but the crazy part is he didn't even play good. He went 27 of 50. He barely was over 50% completion percentage. He basically only figured out how to play football in the fourth quarter. And outside of that, he just looked awful. Another guy that Broncos fans have been trying to prop Bo Nix up to this crazy level that he is just not on. He's not on a wildly high level, and he looked very mid. Outside of that, one thing that I think a lot of people were wondering about the Broncos, because they had a kind of rough start to the season, was like, is this team going to be okay? I thought they were going to be amazing. I thought they were going to go 13-4. But it looks like they're starting to come back into their own a little bit, in that finding a way to win this game is huge. Like, the fact that you're able to figure out how to win this game shows me this Broncos team has resilience, and they need that. Even down as far as they were like, you know what? We got a full quarter. We'll figure it out. And that's something that you need in championship teams. So I think the Broncos might still be a little bit of a threat to teams like the Chiefs in their division. And then the last thing I just want to say, shout out Brian Burns. He had 2 more sacks. He's now tied in the NFL with 9 sacks. Byron Young on the Rams also has 9 sacks. I think Brian Burns may be the best edge rusher right now in the league. He's certainly playing like it. I mean, he's playing outstanding. It's outrageous what he's been able to do. I think he's a little underrated, so teams don't do like the double and triple covering like they do to Myles Garrett, and he is just capitalizing on that. But I do think the Giants might actually be able to turn around a little bit. You play this well against a team like the Broncos. Obviously, you lose in heartbreaking fashion. But if I'm the Giants, I feel pretty good about this. You look dominant against the Broncos up until that last quarter. So moving down the line, like you said it yourself, Justin. Give the ball to CTE Scat and let him go. That's the way to win games.
Literally only 2 things from this: Madison Beer Trophy back in the AFC West when Bo Nix, and 2, Bo Nix did his best Tim Tebow impression in the fourth quarter.
Wait,
ironically on the same team.
How did Bo Nix get the trophy?
Wait, because Herbert lost to what's his face, to Dart. Dart won against Rattler. Dart lost to what's his face, to Bo Nix. So Bo Nix has the Madison Beer Trophy as of right now. I said that I would be the one tracking the Madison Beer Trophy. It is back in the AFC West where it belongs. Now Justin Herbert needs to take that trophy back.
That's exactly. True. He has a
exactly.
He has
so that I don't give a fuck about Super Bowls at this point. Madison Beer Trophy needs to be what needs to be won at the end of the season. So it's back in the AFC West. It's just with Bo Nix. I said,
real quick, I'd also like to point out that if the Broncos beat the Texans, Raiders, and Chiefs in back-to-back weeks, Washington has a chance to take the Madison Beer Trophy on prime time. So,
oh my god!
It could happen.
Anyways,
that's what you're making on right now.
Yeah, to the second thing, Bo Nix did his best Tim Tebow impression, but instead of literally one play, it was for a full quarter. What I was impressed with because you shout out Brian Birds leading the league in
Really?
sacks. Shout out Nick
I'm
Benito.
sorry. Really?
Nick Benito.
Really?
Nick Benito needs to be in conversations as well because I think he's more underrated than Brian Burns, and he's creating a lot of pressures with these exotic schemes on that Denver defense. So I think he had a sack or two. I forget off the top of my head, but Nick Benito needs to be put in this conversation. Shout out to our other friend Bo on No Ma'am. I know that you're a big Nick Benito glazer, but
No.
the fact that Bo Nix and this team came back and won this game, that shows great resilience. I still think that they're a wild card team, and again, referencing that the Chiefs Raiders game, they put belt to ass. So I'm afraid that the Chiefs are going to then skyrocket because they just belt to ass against another team there, and that will then just circumvent into, okay, we're just going to rattle off 10 straight. Both the Chargers, fraud ass Chargers, well, we can get to them soon. And then this Broncos team needs to figure this shit out quick so the Chiefs are not getting into the playoffs. That's the main concern
It's okay,
for the AFC
Jules.
West.
We don't have to wait any longer because I was going to say from one fraudulent Oregon quarterback to another getting ruined by a Harbaugh. Wow.
What? Yeah. Can I just hate on Jim Harbaugh for a second? Can I just hate on Jim Harbaugh?
Just give it a second. Just give it a second. Before we go into the slandering of Harbaugh and him wasting Herbert's prime years, Retro, Jonathan Taylor, 6 carries, 3 touchdowns.
That's my fantasy back, baby. That's my fantasy back. Love you, Jonathan Taylor.
Daniel Jones is literally the embodiment of coaching matters because he looks so good in this system. He's officially bought in. He has teammates that actually give a shit around him. It's impressive.
Real quick, I want to say something about that because I just saw this stat. So far through the season, on all-time offensive efficiency rankings, like teams all time, number 1 is the 2007 Patriots. Number 3 is Peyton Manning's 2013 Broncos. Number 2 is the 2025 Colts. That is where they're at right now. They are right under the 07 Patriots and right above the Broncos with Peyton Manning. That is where we are at currently.
Okay.
Daniel Jones is still
now, Jules, I will allow you to unleash after. I will say, Herbert threw the ball 55 fucking times. Unbelievable. He had a QBR of 59, but I will say he played way better than his QBR reflected. And here we go. I'm about to unleash him. Jim Harbaugh is ruining Herbert's prime years. Go.
Thank you. The fact that he is on this team and he has retroactively just said, "Hey Herbert, give the ball to like Najee Harris before he gets down, and then Omarion Hampton, who's a promising rookie, but you're not asking Justin Herbert to be a handoff merchant like J.J. McCarthy. You're asking him to have one of the best arm talents in the NFL in history to then uplift Quentin Johnson, which looked like shit this past week against a Colts defense. Lad McConkey is not even in question again, and you're tasking him to limit his game. He is this game specifically proves my point that Jim Harbaugh is capping Justin Herbert, and just all the games that have won is because Justin Herbert is either audibling or saying "fuck that, I need to go and win this fucking football game." I'm not even a big I think I have Justin Herbert prior to the season 6th, and I think I'm not the biggest Justin Herbert guy because of the playoffs. But what Harbaugh is doing deserves to be a crime, war crimes. And what he needs to do, what the Chargers need to do, is sit him down and tell him the fact that Justin Herbert's throwing 55 times a game and you're down against to this Colts team, which I can get to a second, is unbelievable. You were winning national championships at Michigan. Why are we losing against these teams? Why are you putting Justin Herbert in precarious situations, like week in week out, to where he just hasn't looked the fucking same since the first snap
It's
of the NFL
because he
season.
can't steal their plays, Jules. That's why. It's because
That
he can't steal.
and that's the other thing too. But now going to this Colts team, so I can't buy into this Colts team, and there's two reasons why. Daniel Jones has been becoming has had the coaching resurgence and helping him with like a mid-tier offense, at least wide receivers. He's got Jonathan Taylor in the back, and I think he's certified top 5 running back. I can agree that offensive line has looked really good. All this kind of stuff. What conversations were we having about a certain QB on a certain team last year putting up these all-time efficient numbers, and they got first round? Do we remember?
I'm not sure.
Minnesota Vikings, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I wondered if I thought you were talking about Jaden Daniels, because Jaden Daniels put up all-time efficiency, and they got to the NFC Championship game.
Right,
so,
but through 6 weeks, Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings were putting up like absurd stats, very efficient offense, very potent offense. As soon as they get in the playoffs, they get belt to ass. Now we can granted say the context behind that is that the offensive line didn't know how to block, and they just fed Sam Darnold to the wolves. But I do not want to put Daniel Jones, who's a feel-good story, into a conversation to where like they are an AFC contender and then they get first round. I'm not going to do that. Daniel Jones deserves better, and we just need to pump the brakes on him. So this is a good win. Take it week by week. The Colts and Jim Irsay, rest in peace to him, need to just go out throughout the season, continue what they do, but they need to have some help on the back end for their secondary, in my opinion, because the front four is good, but there needs to be more defensive help once they start to actually play against like some real potent offenses.
Well, and real quick, also, I just wanted to say, through 7 weeks, the Colts are the most efficient offense by points per drive this century. They are ahead of the 07 Patriots at the moment. So,
and as much as this podcast loves to glaze Tyler Warren for his play, he was not even the best rookie tight end in this game this week.
That's true.
Shout out Oronde Gadsden, 7 receptions, 164 yards, and a tutty. That's a pretty solid coming out party, I do say so myself.
And I want to talk about that because I have been a huge guy on a fan of Oronde Gadsden. Oronde Gadsden played at Syracuse with Kyle McCord. Shout out to Kyle McCord, Ohio State legend. And so I was wondering before the year started, when Kyle McCord got transferred, I had looked into Oronde Gadsden's stats from the prior year, and they were outrageous. And I thought that he would be great with Kyle McCord, and he was. So it doesn't surprise me that he's doing well already. He played amazing, of course, 7 catches and 164 yards. And then just to give my quick things, Keenan Allen, 119 yards and 11 catches, turning back the clock. He looks great this season. He looks very, very good. He's looked not like in his prime, but he's looked young. He's looked pretty good, like 30 years old is what he's playing like. And then also, you already mentioned Jonathan Taylor. I think he has now cemented himself as the current best running back in the league. I would take Jonathan Taylor over any other running back. The only one that maybe you have an argument for is CMC, because CMC is like the best utility back. So it depends on if you want a utility or a pure.
I don't even think he's the best utility back, but that's just me.
And then, well, okay. I guess like okay, well that's a fair argument. And then you mentioned Tyler Warren. He had 69 yards and a touchdown, so he played pretty good. He's leading the league in tight ends among. And he's also leading the league in tight ends among receiving yards. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to crown the king. He is the best tight end in the NFL. Tyler Warren is number 1. There is no one better than him. Yeah.
Anyway, moving swiftly on to something I don't even want to fucking talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, the Unk Bowl.
Yeah.
Before we even talk about the game, I put this in my notes because Retro, you're a child. You probably won't understand what I'm trying to paint.
Sir.
You won't understand this because like I'm painting a picture here. But At this point with the Steelers, I really do feel like the Cleveland Indians fan in Major League 2, where I want to see my team win, but I'm just constantly just hating everything that's happening while it's happening. Like,
Oh, I don't watch baseball, so.
it's a movie. And it came out before 2010 and isn't animated, so I knew your childish heart wouldn't understand.
Oh wait, is that the movie? Is that the movie where they're bought by the owner that wants them to like get put into the ground?
Yes.
Okay, I know that's a great movie.
It's the second one. The fact that you just outed yourself on here for never seeing it is kind of crazy, but I understand.
Oh, I've seen it. It's a good movie.
Anyway, the Unk Bowl. Rodgers, 23 of 34, 249, and 4 touchdowns. Flacco, 31 of 47, 342, and 3 touchdowns. Literally, I have 2 notes here. I smell 10-7, and I bet this game decides the division.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So as far as 10-7, yes, because next week you're gonna lose to the Packers, and you're gonna start out 4-3, which sets the stage beautifully. Well, you're going to. So it's going to set the stage beautifully for a 4-3. So you're going to start out that way, and it's going to be perfect from there. But there's a lot of things. T. Higgins had 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown, and
We'll
Jamar
be 4
Chase.
and 4, by the way.
And Jamar Chase had 16 catches for 161 yards and a touchdown. I'll repeat, 16 catches. So between him and T. Higgins, they had 22. The number 1 catching duo in the league is back, and they are cooking. When they are on, they are on.
When they have a Joe at quarterback, they can't be stopped.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Chase Brown. He had only 11 carries, but 108 yards. He played great. Pat Freiermuth had 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was out there, man. Jalen Warren had 127 yards. He played very well. And yeah, I think that also Evan McPherson went 4-4 from field goals, so good for him.
First time in a long time for Shooter.
Ultimately, some things never change, and one thing that never will change is that Joe Flacco owns the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that shall never change.
I just want to say, Cleveland Browns, what are you doing? The Cleveland Browns, I'm convinced, traded Joe Flacco to the Bengals so that they could lock up a worse draft pick. They're like, here, you guys can win with him. We suck anyway. We're going to go get another draft pick. You take him. I'm so convinced that is what's happened here.
It is possible. Why else would they trade him in division,
In division.
Jules, what do you got to say, bro?
Joe Flacco owns the Steelers, and it looks like 2012 Joe Flacco all over again.
They both looked like they turned back the clock. It was kind of gross.
Yeah, dude, the Unk Bowl, they turned it back to 25 years old. It was beautiful. It was truly a beautiful thing to watch.
Great, yeah. Cool. Unk Bowl. We lost the Unk Bowl. It's over. I don't have to talk about it anymore. Thank God. That wraps up our NFL for the week. Fuck everything. Holy shit.
What do you got for your games, Justin?
So first we're gonna do just the basic pick 3, cut 5, and then after that it's just the absolute nastiest of the nasty, and it's gonna take both of you to do it, and I highly doubt you'll be able to do it.
Before we start, I'm just going to say, with the Tyler Warren thing, no, give me Trey McBride.
Still Trey McBride. 100% still Trey McBride.
I would like to be clear. Tyler Warren, Brock Bowers, George Kittle, Trey McBride.
How can you still have Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers is hurt, and George Kittle are hurt. Trey McBride has 18 less yards on 15 more receptions, more touchdowns. So,
anyway,
it's comparable.
So,
it is comparable.
We're just not going to compare. We're just not going to compare because we know the answer.
Well, we just did. So, anyways, go ahead.
All-time AFC West to start it.
Oh, okay.
First name up is Max Crosby.
This is all-time AFC West.
That's what it says.
The cut.
All right, we're going to go with the Hitman, Rodney Harrison.
Ooh. I'm leaning deep, but I don't know where you're at.
I would cut.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm good either way with that.
Well, next is Jerry Rice.
Nice.
As a fucking Raider and ew.
Yeah, 80-year-old Jerry Rice. Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm chilling.
Fun fact, by the way, Jerry Rice is first in receiving yards over the age of 40, and second is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is second in receiving yards over the age of 40. So,
Next is Randy Moss.
Randy Moss and
Fucking Raider?
Randy Moss, AFC West. So get out of here.
Yeah, it's a cut.
Next is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Keep.
You do have one cut left.
Yeah, we probably should have kept Max. I didn't know you were gonna start.
Next is running back of the generation, Priest Holmes.
Oh, actually, I'll take. You know, at this point, I'll take Priest Holmes. We only have one cut left. I mean, Priest Holmes is good, I guess.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
He was great fantasy back.
Next is the guy who was actually the best running back of the generation, LT.
Oh yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah.
All right. And you cut John Elway.
That's a fine cut.
I'm sad about it because I would have obviously rathered him than Priest Holmes, but who wants that Terrell Davis merchant anyway?
All right. So this is my game that I got really excited about because I thought I was sick of doing the casual and this, that, and the other, but I just want to test your guys' bag work as a team this time.
Oh. Okay.
So we just talked about the Unk Bowl and how there was a Joe at quarterback, but we're going to talk about the real Joe in Cleveland. Since his first year at LSU, Joe Burrow has thrown a touchdown to 31 different players.
Oh Lord.
Name them.
Okay. Wait, so this is including college?
This is including the 2 years at LSU, yes.
Okay, well, Jettas and Jamar are...
Alright, hold on. I'm going to get those crossed off. Yep. Jettas and Jamar.
Does he have a touchdown to Samaj P. Ryan?
He does have a touchdown to Samaj P. Ryan.
Chase Brown.
Yeah, Chase.
He does have one to Chase Brown.
Who's you going with, Jules?
Who's the tight end there that I'm forgetting?
Jasicki?
Yeah, Mike Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki is on that list, yup.
How about Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on here.
Nice.
I don't know anything about fucking college, dog.
What about Thaddeus Moss?
Thad Moss is on here.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to think college.
Here's the thing, Jules. This is why I did it, because I knew that you guys could bag work this together.
That's why I'm trying to think college right now. But
there are a couple freebies left on here still.
Freebie?
Yeah, there's
two
freebies on here at least.
Is Tyler Boyd on there?
Tyler Boyd is on here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who's the wide receiver 3? I always forget his name. It starts with an A or something like that.
Amarius Mims, was he on there?
Who?
I know he's on the Broncos, but was Amarius Mims ever on the Bengals?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I fucking...
Jules, I'm gonna need a name. I'm pretty sure I know who you want here, but I need his name.
Yeah, I don't know his fucking name off the top of my head.
I'm trying to think 2019 LSU.
You guys are still missing one that's, like, active right now.
Well, wait, did I already say T. Higgins?
No.
Okay.
That would be the one I was waiting for.
Okay. Yeah, because I said...
still... If you know how the Bengals work, there's still 1, 2, 3, at least 4, I would say, that should maybe 5.
Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon is one of them.
I'm trying to think of all the other running backs he's played with.
Fucking...
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember this guy off the top of my fucking head, and I just don't remember how to say it. I don't remember his last name.
Who?
They're wide receiver 3 right now.
I'll give it to you. It's Andre Isobas.
Yes, it's Sovas. That's exactly.
Oh
right.
yeah, Ilo Sivas. Yeah, that guy's kind of a terrorist.
Is Drew Sample one of the guys?
Drew Sample is on the list.
Drew Sample is bad work. I am not gonna lie to you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Terrace Marshall.
Terrence Marshall Jr. is on the list.
That's gross.
LSU, 2019.
What's his name? Is his name like Trenton Jr.? What's his name? Irwin?
Trenton Irwin, yes.
Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Who was LSU's backup running back?
You guys are actually kind of mowing it down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 17 left. So you're almost at the halfway point.
Who was LSU's backup running back? Tyrion Davis Price? Was that his name? He played for LSU?
Not on here.
Fuck.
Who else was on that team? Mr. Arithmetic. They called him Mr. Arithmetic because of his last name. McMath. Is he on there?
Racy McMath.
Fuck.
Yeah, Mr. Arithmetic, bro.
That's gross.
You're missing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 Bengals that you guys should still get.
5 Bengals?
Yeah. Think about an elite Bengals receiver.
Elite. Oh, AJ Brown? Or not AJ Brown. Sorry.
AJ Green is on this list, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, AJ Green. Yeah.
And now who was the running back at the time?
No,
Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, Giovanni Bernard. Hayden Hurst as well.
Hayden Hurst is on this list, yes.
Okay. We're working.
Joe Mixon got hurt.
I'll give you a freebie on this one. Captain America.
Captain America.
Am I tripping?
What's Captain America's real name?
Christian.
Oh,
Pulisic.
fucking Chris Evans.
There you go.
I thought you were saying Christian Pulisic.
I love that. That's where you went with that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Listen, World Cup coming up.
We are down to 11.
Isn't there a guy named I'm trying to remember. Is his last name's Tate, right?
Yeah.
Golden Tate?
No,
it's not Golden Tate. I don't know his fucking first name. It starts with an A.
Jules is cheating at this point. That's kind of funny.
Tate with an A?
It's Auden Tate. I'll give it to him for Tate.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
I knew Tate.
I'm trying to think of LSU's backup tight end because I want to say that he went to the league too that year. Steven Sullivan. Okay. If you don't know, if you can't tell, I have spent way too much time looking at this 2019 LSU team. They're so nasty.
So nasty. You're down to 10 names.
Are there any LSU guys left on here?
I believe
there's some fucking washed guys.
4, maybe 5.
Oh my goodness!
Didn't he throw it to an offensive lineman for I don't know the tackle. Is it Orlando Brown?
Nope.
That would have been crazy.
I know there was a play in 2021 when they went to the Super Bowl. They did a full set, but I don't know the tackle's name. That's why I said Orlando Brown, but I'm pretty sure he's not even on the roster.
I'll give you a hint because this is one I knew you weren't going to get. He's a defensive player.
He threw a touchdown to a defensive player? What?
I'm pretty sure he was a defensive player. Let me go check just to make sure on that one, but
Yeah,
I'm
please.
pretty sure.
Was he a D tackle or a D end?
He was a D end, yep.
What the fuck was D
I know that that Trey Palmer played for LSU, but I don't know if he played in 2019. Is Trey Palmer on there?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, it's not
I have
Hendrickson.
one more name. I have one more name, and this is literally all I can think of. Is Derek Dillon on there?
Derek Dillon is on here.
Okay.
Defensive
That's like his 5 receivers. So I can't go any deeper than that. Like
So,
that's all.
one of these is a predominant receiver 3 for Cincinnati for a good amount of time, and I believe, don't quote me on it, was a Panther as well.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Those are 1, 2, and 3 for most
I'll read you his. So he is. Is he currently active?
What? He's on the Panthers?
No, currently active. It looks like for the Eagles, actually.
What? I don't know. Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball past 2 yards. I don't know.
You guys have 9 names left. I'd hate for you guys to bow out right now.
Dude, the thing is, there's more LSU names on there, and there is no way in God's green earth that I know.
He's active
Any
on
of those.
Philly's roster right now. He's a wide receiver 3.
He's a wide receiver 3, but he plays a different position. He's a tight end.
He plays tight end.
Oh,
It's not God.
No, it's the it's the tight end 2 or 3 that's there now. Fuck.
Has a really obscure last name.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's tricky to fucking even remember his name. What the
I'm trying to
fuck?
think of all the running backs Burrow has played with. Like, is there another running back on there? Because I feel like
I can see his fucking face too. Oh my god.
Yes, there is definitely another running back on here. He's, I think his last known.
Is it Grant?
No.
Oh my god, no. Okay, so
this running back is 27 years of age.
Wait. Because I know Kantara is the backup tight end.
Played college football at Utah, Retro.
college football at Utah? Bro, I don't know if he's 27.
He's also played as a Bill.
Wait, who was Dotson ever a fucking Bengal? No,
nope.
Right?
Nope.
John Michie?
Nope.
Motherfucker.
John Ross?
So the tight end you're looking for, are you guys calling it?
Yeah.
So the tight end you're looking for is CJ Uzoma.
Oh, that sucks because I know. I know who Uzoma is.
The running back that I thought would have been a layup would have been Zach Moss.
Oh yeah, I mean he was all right for like.
I think of him as a Colt, not a Bengal.
So besides those two, the 7 that you have left are D. Anderson, Foster Moreau.
Oh, I should have gotten Foster Moreau.
Torrey Carter.
I would not have gotten that.
Mike Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mitchell Wilcox.
Nice.
Tanner Hudson.
Nice.
And the defensive end that caught his touchdown was Sam Hubbard.
Wow.
Fuck! I should have got that. I knew.
Should have gotten Foster Moreau.
No, because I was thinking of the other defensive end on the fucking title team, and I couldn't think of who it fucking was. I should have said. He dove in the end zone on the left side
like that,
too.
Though?
Oh my god,
that's a pretty creative one.
That is creative. But
you like the
having
bag work?
31, the fucking 31 names is fucking wild, dog.
Now imagine what kind of bag work I can do with like basketball players and something like that.
I think that should.
He's
Go ahead.
assisted to XYZ.
That would probably that's going to be nasty because that the list could be going on and on for assists, but like that would probably be my comfort zone for basketball soon enough for a future podcast where we will be doing basketball. But that
I'm gonna try and do connect the player, and I'm gonna tell you how many links there are, and you have to connect them by how many links.
By the way, if anybody's interested, the Thunder won in double OT, 125 to 124.
That's
I did
what I
see
was
the
looking
SGA hit a game. I did see the SGA hit a game-tying shot with 2 seconds left, about 70
Uh-oh.
seconds in the podcast.
Wait, he has 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Oh no.
He's back on his bullshit.
No.
Holy stat pad, bro.
Anyway,
Holy stat pad.
guys, let's not get off track. Let's
He
do
went 12 of 26.
Let's do our week 8. Let's do our week 8 pick'em. Let's roll down this list real quick, and then we can get out of here. Thursday night football, Minnesota at Chargers.
You're forgetting about your fucking historical stat.
That's the last thing. That's the last thing of the day. Calm down.
Yeah, okay.
Minnesota at the Chargers.
Chargers.
Oh wait, because JJ McCarthy is coming back officially. Fucking Chargers by 1 million.
Chargers.
By the way, Jim Harbaugh versus JJ McCarthy. He knows him like the back of his hand. He knows.
I just officially lost all interest for watching that game. No, thank you.
He knows exactly well that JJ McCarthy is a
Miami at Atlanta.
Atlanta by 1 million.
Atlanta.
Still convinced Miami couldn't beat a college team, so Atlanta. The Jets are at Cincy. Jules, are you going to stay on track with it until they get a win?
Jets.
Cincy.
Cleveland at New England.
New England.
New York at Philly.
Philly.
Give me them Giants.
Fuck off.
Buffalo at Carolina.
Who did I pick this game? Carolina.
Buffalo. It's okay. I have to take the realistic pick because of the next game.
The realistic pick is
Chicago at Baltimore. Chicago.
So this is the only game I added a caveat for. I'm picking Chicago, but if Lamar plays, I'm taking Baltimore.
No, it's locked in from this moment.
No, I gave a caveat.
There is no caveats. When you set a parlay, you do not get to go back and change it if somebody's in.
No. The reason why I did this is I don't know if he's going to play. It's unfair for me to make my selection.
Make your pick.
Chicago, but if Lamar plays Baltimore, that's my pick.
Jules, I want you to be clear when we tally this up that he picked Chicago regardless of Lamar.
No, it's unfair. It's unfair.
San Francisco at Houston.
San Francisco.
San Fran.
Houston's actually favored. This is a pick'em game, 1.5.
You don't want CJ Stroud?
I'm going to take San Francisco.
If he can't score on the goal line against us in 7 opportunities, he's fucked. So San Fran.
That's my fault.
Wow. Tampa at New Orleans. Tampa. Dallas at Denver. Dallas. Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh no, bro.
Tennessee at Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones by 1 million.
They're favored by 14.5.
They should be favored by 25.5.
Yeah,
Daniel
we're
Jones.
taking Indy. Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Green Bay
by 1 million.
All right, so Pittsburgh.
Right down to 4-3 we go.
Oh no! You say that now. Remember what the Monday night game is. Kansas City by 1 billion.
I for this one I put Kansas City and then in parentheses lol. So that's what I have written.
Yeah, Kansas City by a
City.
billion.
If we beat Patrick Mahomes when Jaden Daniels has our fifth strings in, it actually really sucks because this is Jaden Daniels' first game against Mahomes, and I wanted it to be special with everybody in, and instead it's just going to be a slaughter fest, and he might not even play.
Yeah, teams on a bye this week are Detroit, Vegas, thank God for them, the Rams, Arizona, Seattle, and Jacksonville.
To be clear with Vegas, though, they are the bye week is favored by 7.5 against Vegas. So
I believe that.
That in the spread.
Yeah, this might be the second time in history that a team on the bye loses.
Retro, Jules and I do this thing every week where we look at it while we're doing doing the notes for it. Either you want to take a guess at what the most expensive, cheapest ticket to get into a game is this week? Who's got the most expensive cheap ticket?
The most expensive or the most cheap?
The most expensive cheap ticket. How much? How much? Who's got to pay the most to get into a game?
Just to get into the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not going to be Atlanta or Baltimore or Carolina or Cincinnati or Houston or New England. Could be Philly or New Orleans or Denver or Indy or Pittsburgh. I'm actually going to say Kansas City.
No.
Kansas City's at $130.
I would have guessed fucking Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
That's at $227, and that's still $90, almost $94 off.
So
what is that, like third?
I'll say Philly then.
It is third, and Philly is second.
Oh wow! Okay.
Dallas and Denver at $312.
I was about to say it's got to be Dallas.
Who wants to see that? Like,
fucking no.
Denver's gonna win that game. And
anyway,
it's gonna be based. It's gonna be
on
great.
this day of recording of 10/21/25, we're gonna take it all the way back to 1976, and I'll make it a trivia question for Retro, not Jules. The New York Knicks retired their first number. Who was it?
Willis Reed.
It is Willis Reed, the number 19 in 1976. Also retro, just for you, if I can find it real quick before we go crazy. You'll go nuts at this one. Where is it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
this one for retro is just retro and a half. Gary Kasparov defeats Nigel Short for the chess championship in 1993.
Yeah, Gary Kasparov. He's the second greatest chess player of all time behind Magnus Carlsen, but he did get BTA'd by Deep Blue.
Yeah, the only reason I knew that you would know who he is because it also says political activist underneath it. So
I actually didn't know that, but I do know that that Magnus owns him. I'm pretty sure Magnus beat him when he was 16.
That's great, Retro. I'm gonna outro this so you don't ramble about things that don't matter for 10 minutes. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, shut up. Shut up. You're done. No, you are done. No,
let me finish.
The music's playing. The lights are going down. You're done.
Hold on. When Magnus beat Kasparov, he also looked away from the table multiple times and fell asleep at the table because he was so bored. That's what I wanted to say.
Got it. All right. If you made it through retros without clicking off, even though probably a lot of you don't make it this far anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It really does help us grow. Honestly, just tell your friends about it. I mean, for the most part, if you guys think we don't know ball, people might laugh at it. But, you know, to you casuals that we're trying to appeal to, I can understand how you'd think we don't know what we're talking about. But yeah, that's all we got this week. Retro, you got BTA, don't really give a fuck. Jules, thanks for being here. And yeah, let's have a good one.
Jaden Daniels is better than Brady.